Welcome to the bike garage, where once again we are continuing the build of the 1980 Suzuki GS550 L, if you want to be exact. This is like the 5th time I've done this now. Yeah, this is the new camera still, and apparently I've worked out how to do it in slow-mo. Yeah, it's not on slow-mo now. So it's not hygiene, I swear. It is because I live out in the sticks. If you could hear the fly. So today we're going to continue to do the wiring, because although we got it to the point where we could start it last week, this week we're just going to tidy it up, make it look a bit better, and putting it in a position where when we put the battery in, to which I have bought a new battery, not a sponsor, but this is a gel battery. It's exactly the same as the original in every single way, same size, same everything. The battery that I did have, which was off the parts bike, turned out to be the original, which is also a 1980s bike, so that's 42 years old, but that's gone now. I don't really require it, so it's not a problem. Anyway, so this is a direct replacement, and what this means is that this can go into the original battery box, which is probably what I'm going to do, and then build something so that we can add that. But bearing in mind that is a lot heavier, so we're going to have to try and find a way of securing that. It certainly feels a lot heavier anyway. And then we're going to put these cowlings in to cover any of the wiring as if it would be on the original using these cowlings. As well as that, I have the rectifier that came off the Cafe Racer, so the one we're building. So we're probably going to use that as well and take off the other one, as well as, I don't know if you can see it, this stupid fuse box, which we are replacing with a not so stupid fuse box. So this is actually a marine fuse box. Get them off Amazon, not a sponsor. Real simple, plus, minus, and then you've got your negatives coming off, which we can add to the bike in places. We won't need very many. And then obviously your positives coming out. So we've got 6 positives that we can use to come out, basically. So that's going to make it a whole lot easier for us anyway. But rather than you sitting through me doing all of this, we're just going to, I'll just place the camera down and you can just watch me do it for a bit. And hopefully when we've done that bit, we're going to be in a position to be able to put the exhaust back on it. I haven't got a clutch. See what the clutch is like in the other one, and we might use that. In fact, we'll more than likely use that. This has also got black exhausts, which we're probably going to take off somehow and use them instead. We'll figure that out as well as we go along. We'll take the clutch out of this one. The parts bike is over there. Cafe Racer's down here. And we'll put that into its place, and then we'll start adding the covers back on, add some oil in it, and then see if we can actually get it started properly, hear it running, etc. And then, because I don't think I'm probably going to take these covers back off unless I really want to clean them, yeah. Anyway, doesn't matter. That will come in time. Yeah, we'll just put it back together to a point where, I don't know, maybe I can sit on it and move it. That'd be nice, wouldn't it? Yeah. So let's do that.
I feel nauseous, believe me. Never had a lot of shit come easy. Had to work hard, struggle just to be me. Had to rise up just so they could see me. Did what I had to do just to feed me, and what was left over I put towards my dreaming. But the only thing in life that has meaning are the things you gotta work for, believe me. Take into your hands a plan, your own hands can land your own brand. And damn, I feel like no one takes accountability. They want the credibility, convincingly unwilling to put in the hours it takes to get some power. Don't be f***ing sour, take a cold shower, scream until you're louder, work until you're prouder, and f*** all the doubters, they're just your downers. I swear to God they all let me down. I always fought just to wear the crown. I'm f***ed off at these f***ing clowns who were all taught they deserve an ounce. It's only worth it if you work for it. It's only worth it if you work for it. I won't stop till they hear me now. I won't stop till I wear the crown. Let's go. I'm just telling you to fight for your dreams, but it's not what it seems. Man, it's hard to be seen when everybody wants to be king. Yeah, they all wanna ring, yeah, we all wanna be free. So show me what you got, what you bring, how you fight in the ring, how you take a fucking swing. Do you got heart, are you mean? Got some scars, got some needs, are you willing to go bleed? I swear to God they all let me down. I always fought just to wear the crown. I'm off at these fucking clowns who were all taught they deserve an ounce. It's only worth it if you work for it. It's only worth it if you work for it. I won't stop till they hear me now. I won't stop till I wear the crown. I swear to God they all let me down. I always fought just to wear the crown. I'm off at these fucking clowns who were all taught they deserve an ounce. It's only worth it if you work for it. It's only worth it if you work for it. I won't stop till they hear me now. I won't stop till I wear the crown.
Okay, so I'm going to try and explain what's going on here. What I'm doing is syncing up what I think is now the generator and then off to the rectifier. Just thought I should explain this bit a little bit because I don't really know what's going on really, but I can at least see the wiring diagram. Can you see the wiring diagram? So in my hand I have white and green, and white and green comes off the generator and goes to the lighting switch. So if I put, should we go male or female? Doesn't really matter as long as we mark it up. So put this one in here, like this, because we know that this one here goes to the lighting switch, right? Which will be on the right or the left? Probably on this one would be the right. I don't think that's how it is on my bike, on my Honda I mean. But it is on this one. Okay, so light switch on the right. Anyway, So light the switch on the right, so that's where this one goes, so that goes up to that switch that we were playing around with last week. So if we crimp this end to this, and we do it properly, so you're not going to be able to see this properly, okay, but when you crimp, if you didn't already know, make sure the open part, if you're doing insulated ones, is either at the top or the bottom. Insulated, it doesn't really matter so much. Non-insulated, it does. I haven't got any non-insulated ones, but let me just crimp this. So on my crimper, okay, I've got two different sets that I can crimp from. From the top will be insulated, and as you can see, they're both curved on both sides. Alright, so it squeezes it that way. When you do non-insulated ones, you do them in here. Alright, and you'll see that one end, the smaller end here, goes into this circled bit, like that. Right. And what you need to do with a non-insulated one is make sure that the open part of the crimp, alright, goes into the curved edge. So you push that into the curved edge, and then when you push it in, it curves around and pushes itself in like that. Anyway, I did electronics when I was at college, so anyway, a little bit of a brief on that. Anyway, so that is our white and green, which we know goes straight to the light and switch, and we also know, because of the diagram that we've got here, that the white and green goes to one of the outs here from the generator. So we're going to take one of these, and I don't think it really matters which one, and then we're going to crimp a female on it. And what we're going to do is, for all of these ones, we're going to add a male one, yeah, male one. And that way, because it doesn't really matter with the generator which way you put them, because they're all giving an output, it means we can't ever really get it wrong. So what we'll do is we'll put a male on each one of these, because it's going to have that anyway. Now that I've said that, I was going to use the red smaller ones, but unfortunately the cables that are going off the generator, as in the ones that aren't on the generator, are quite a bit bigger. So I've had to use the smaller ones rather than the red ones, which is what I wanted to use, but never mind. So again, even with these crimps, alright, so I've obviously got it in blue, still making sure that the open end, and you'll see that it's split down the middle, squeeze it on like that. So that's one, and we'll do all three now, because why not? I might have to cut off some of this, because there's way too much of that. Otherwise we're not going to be able to work with anything. There we go. Right, that's that bit off. So now we'll do the same with these other ones. Like I said, doing it this way, we know that it's going to be right regardless. And I always cut off about twice as much as what I need when I do it, so that when I push it in here, it's just got a bit more of a grip. So it's definitely not going to go anywhere. So again, we'll twist it up so it's at the top. Right. Put it into the blue one. Make sure it's all lined up. Cables in there nice. Squeeze them together. I was going to rush through most of this, and I did the battery box rush through because, well, I don't know, probably don't even need to do that, but if you watch it, I might keep it at the same speed, but if you watch it, you'll realise that as I've got, because I put just, I just bunged like a household electrical connector on there, because I thought that those cables weren't connected in any way, and they're not. However, and let me just crimp this just so I can better explain what I found out. So on the battery box, so we have this one here that runs straight off the ignition. So it goes through the starter relay and then through to the ignition. Alright. Make sure I've got that bit right. Through the starter relay. So here's the starter relay, red up, battery, down, along to the ignition switch. Right. So we have this that runs from the ignition switch and down, right? So it doesn't run from the starter relay, it runs from the ignition switch. So this comes from the ignition switch on the other side of the plug. Alright, so there's the plug. Alright, and this is the one here that comes down off of that. Right, just a pure orange one. So sorry, it's a pure orange one, right? That's what runs down here. So this is what powers the rest of this. It's not exactly what I thought it was doing, but that was my bad. So now, even though that looks a little bit donkey, that is exactly how it should be. The only thing I've got to do is to add an inline switch, an inline fuse, because off of this fuse box here, so this is the one that I think runs off of the why do I feel like I've got that wrong? We'll have a look anyway. So this is a main live, and I don't think I could put them together. So we have main red straight out of okay. So on this side, the open circuit here, look, you see I've taken it out. That will run straight off the this is the other side to it here, look. So that runs straight off the starter relay. So I'm going to put an inline fuse in for that one, just a small one, because that isn't going to work with our fuse box. But what it is going to mean is that when we want to add other lights, or we want to fuse all the different lights in different places, it means we can do that now with that fuse box. So anyway, so that's a bonus. That's what I did there. Right, so now we've got all of these crimped, and we know that this one here, right, the white and green, can go into any one of these. Alright, so we've done that. Just that one. So also coming off of 5, which is the generator, we also have a white and black and a yellow. And the white and black and the yellow go into the rectifier. So if we find, done white green, we're now looking for white black. So white black, is it white black or is it black white? It is white black, so it is all white with a black strip. And there isn't one. white with a red strip. What is white and red? That goes to the regular rectifier. Okay. But what about the pure white and the black, which also comes and goes to the regulator? Okay, so technically it doesn't have to be like that. So we've got black, white. So one here, that's not even black, white. The regulator states that it's black. So why doesn't that make sense? Is it meant to make sense? Should I have checked before I did this? Possibly. But what we do know is that red one, or one of the red ones anyway, does come off and go into here. And that comes off and then that goes into there. It's not helping us with the black white though, is it? Or white black? No, it's not. So that goes into that relay. Well, I've got a black white, but I haven't got a white black. But I have got a white red. White and red still goes into the rectifier. I mean, okay, I don't like this, so we're going to change it. I understand, but I don't like it. I don't mind if people solder stuff, but if we're going to solder it, let's at least try and do it the right way, eh? See if we can fit it in this red one, otherwise we'll have to go to... Is that one going to go in? No, it's not, is it? Let's go and find some blue ones. The flies returned. Please bear with whilst I dispatch the flies. Please stand by whilst I dispatch the flies. Okay, so we've dispatched of that. Let's just carry on. Seems like it never happened. Do the same with this side. What we're going to start doing in a second with some green tape is just mark this up a little bit so we don't forget where we are. some of these cables are so old that they're quite brittle. Be a bit careful. Can I go in there? Oh, you go in there. Because I pressed the other one too far forward. Lovely. Start again. Try and do it so that I can fit both cables in there, eh? There you go. That's one. Right, let's just label this a minute. Ooh. So this one, we're marking up gen for generator. Gen. And this one, we'll mark up REC for rectifier, because we know that these two at least are going there on their own. And this is REC. No, RAC. No, REC. There you go. Right. So, dat, and dat. So this one here needs an inline fuse. So we'll just push that out, because we know what that's doing. Are we going to be able to push this out? No? Maybe? Yeah, there we go. Right, fuse box gone. And we also know that we had another cable, which was not that one. Yeah, I know. I have a habit of going silent for a moment whilst I try and figure out what it is that I've done. Oh, yeah, that was it. Right, so I know this one's connected to the, well, that one. And I'm not actually going to leave it fused like this, it's just to hold them together whilst I do everything else, so I don't lose the cabling. So you know that's like that, somewhat, and then we know that goes in that. Right, so we can remember that now. Just plug that back in there, and like I said, we'll inline fuse that, so that'll be that done. Right, that's the starting relay and stuff over there. Just leave that over there for the minute. We know that are the rear lights, and we know that that goes up there. We know that these come down. Right, so what we're left with now is stuff. Right. So this one goes to our main fuse thing again. That's what we're going to call it. We're going to call it our main fuse. So this goes to our main fuse. So therefore we are going to call it main fuse. Just so that we know that we've got to do it then. Main, and then we'll plug this in there like that, so that's our main. Like that, and then we'll grab our other one, the other side of it, and we'll call that one main as well, so we know they link up. Main. Okay, again, let's get rid of this, don't need it, put it up there, out of the way, stop bothering us. Okay, cool. Right, so we're going to get rid of 2 more cables just so they're out of the way. We're just going to pull them through like that, so they don't have to be together. And we know that that is our backlight switch, which again we'll mark up. And then there is this white one. I'm going to go with that being some kind of ground, because it doesn't go to a relay or nothing, does it? But there's another white one down here that does go to the light switch, so we know that that's that light switch for that, and we know that that's our backlight switch for that. And then what are we going to find that's tasty in here? Just cut it. Oh, no, let's undo it and find out. That's good. Appears to be like 3 cables that are going down into one. Although they are all orange and green. All of them. So that must mean something. Oh, is this original? Found original soldering. Thank you, Japan. Oh, hello. It's a bit tasty. So that is original. That's cool. So we can take that off because we know that's for the relay. Oh dear. It's broken. We might just leave it on. I don't think it really matters which way. Just a relay, isn't it? Okay. So that is all correct. That is all correct. That is all correct. We know that's the backlight switch. Okay. Don't like any of this, so we'll change that. If I have the right screwdriver. That's the wrong screwdriver. That's the wrong screwdriver. That is the right screwdriver. Surely we don't have to do it that way. We can use that as the main, right? Yeah. Right. Question is, I'm going to fit two of them in there, am I? Find a way of spurring off of that. Bigger yellow ones, I guess. Okay. I don't know what we're going to do after yellow. I say this because the yellow ones are the biggest ones I've got. But I can fit two in there. That's great. So we can fit one of these in like that. Try not to push it all the way through again. That's it. Right. Now we're going to take this bit. I'm afraid this is going to be too thick. I think it is going to be too thick. Right, so we're not going to use that bit then. course I'm not going to use this bit because that's just stupid. Oh well, at least they did solder it. Let's just sort out this bit in a minute. Okay, so that's a bit better. So now we have rectifier, main, this will be rectifier as well, I expect. I'm sure we had a main going off the rectifier. So main fuse red, around, down, 4. Rectifier, rectifier. Just like that. So that means we've now got 2 rectifiers. So do we have a third rectifier one? 4. So we've got the one that comes off with the main fuse, which is that one, which is ideally suited as red. We have white red that comes off and goes up to the lighting switch, which is ideally also suited as white red. And then we've still got the white black. And we still don't know what that one is. Or do we? So off the rectifier, we've got one main red one itself that gets mangled into our main red, which would be that one, wouldn't it? Okay. We've then got a yellow red, no, a white red that goes into the rectifier, which would be that one. And then we have a yellow that goes straight off there, but it's this one, this middle one, the one that I don't get. Or does that also go straight to? Yellow goes to the rectifier, white black goes to the, sorry, yellow goes to the regulate, no, yellow goes to the generator, no stopping, white black goes to the generator, no stopping. So that means we've got two that go straight to the generator and one that does not, which would be the white red. Just that one. Okay. I think we are now, although it doesn't look like it, but we are at a point where we can start wrapping this up, if you get me. Because we know these two are going together, so we can leave these two together, can't we? Just want it to look a bit neat and tidy, that's all, so we know where we all are with it. 2 seconds. Okay, so now we should be in a position, I had a bit of an interlude but I have come back, where we can now start to make some of this go the way that we want it to go. bloody horn again. So what that means is we need to find some way. Let me put that back on there, and we'll find the grip with that in a minute. So I'm out of the way. Get there for the time being. And I have this plate here. I'm just going to put that there temporarily, just so we've got a place to house some of this. This came with the bike originally, but we're just going to use it as a little bit of a placeholder a minute. So just put this down into it. We'll then get the starter relay and we'll put that down there as well, although technically we should have ground now. Should. We'll check that in a second. It's too small. We get the starter relay here. Now originally in the other one they did put it up there. Can we put it here? Would be a good place to put it out of the way for the right time being. Yeah. Or if we put it up front so we've got a bit more cable. Yeah. Let's do that. No, we won't. Put that one there. And these two bolts. Oh, we can't even do two of them. Can we? I don't know. Maybe this is where it went. I've used the biggest bolts in the world. There's one. Yeah, it's not going to fit. Okay, it's not a problem as long as this is steel. Like that. And then we've got my fuse box, which we'll try and bolt back here somewhere. So obviously this is going to be the cable for it. So we'll put that out the way, up here somewhere. Like that. But I can't do that. I have to go here. And I can't do that because the screw's too big. Alright. Not to worry. Hopefully there's a smaller nut in here. Also, we're going to take this all apart again, eventually. Just for now. Is that going to be too big as well? again, not to worry. That can just sit there for the time being. That's going to be plugged into that anyway, like that. And then we've got these two going to the rectifier. Where is the rectifier? And I thought these were a good idea. Starting to wonder if they are. I didn't solder them anyway, I think. Nope. 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 So what we'll do, it's the same as what we did before. We'll just put in these. Can't do that, can we? We have to make sure first. Okay. What we will do though is we will bolt this rectifier in. Just in case. This will give us a better idea anyway of where it's all got to go in the future. Because this isn't going to be the be all and end all. I so just want to hear this thing run. So, we're going to go with green being ground, aren't we? It's got to have a ground, surely. 3 is the starter relay. 4 is the regulator rectifier. So this will be to ground anyway. So, I'll put that like that. Because it ain't going to fit around that way, is it? I'm going to put that in there. Maybe this is why it didn't. I don't know. Do you still need a ground for that? So maybe this should go that way. We need a ground for that, and we'll ground it with that one. We've already started this cable, so we may as well finish this one off so that we've got something. Let's see where it goes, I guess. Make it big enough for that. What have we got on the end of this? Big blue. Big blue. Okay, we're going to put the top back on it because I don't want it touching anything. Like I did last time. There we go. Okay. Let's just take that off for the time being so it doesn't roll around with us. Right. Let's bring this up for you. Find some way of doing that later on. So this goes to the generator, as we're aware. These are all lights and things. So this must also be rectifier, which it is. So we'll do these ones as male ones as well. And then whatever the other one is, we'll do round the other way. Although I think we can do that. I got a funny feeling it was too. Yeah, I think it was two going from the rectifier to this one down here, which is, so these two here are going to those other two that are there. Does that make sense? Whereas these are going to, no, that doesn't make sense, does it? Okay. Time to consult the diary again. Right, so generator 3. We have a white green coming off and gone. Done that. We have a white and blue and a yellow. So that's white and blue. Oh yeah, white, black and yellow. Well, okay. And then we have the red one. That one was that one, so that one came along, and then that one went to the red. Yes, it did. Good, glad I did that. Is it really going to matter which one of these it is? Yes, yes it is. Alright, so it caused a small problem. Not to worry. We can figure this out. Okay, so this one's red on the rectifier. Want to go touch? Is that one, right? Yeah. Oh, no. We are going to do something with that as well, because I can't leave it like that. It seems I've done everything else. Move you down so you can see a bit better. Right. There we go. Right, so if we put the male bullet on this one, I don't know if that's even going to work. I want them to be different than what's on there, which are going to go to there. Because that one's also going to the rectifier. Right. Right, so this has obviously been extended because it wasn't long enough. And I'm going to assume that's not going to be the case this time round, because I don't think we're going to need it as long. But if it is, we can always just cut it off, can't we? You know. But this time, we don't need to do that. It's just going to be stupidly long for no reason. What did I write on that? Solenoid bottom right. Yeah, that would be right, because that does indeed sort of go to the solenoid bottom right. Yeah. And on this one, we'll put the male one this time. Okay, so that's big red in there. So these ones we need to do round the opposite way. So we need to have this sort of bullet, because we've already discovered that white thread was on the regulator. So this one can go here. A bullet type on the other end. I am running out. Not good, is it? Any of these will do. So that's that one in there as well. That's that one done. Let's make a bit more room on that. But I might just cut it off completely. There we go. Okay, so what have we got left? We've got two on the stator. Which go into the rectifier. So the wiring still needs some sorting out, obviously, but it's a lot better than it was. Once this goes underneath the seat, other than the things that we might need to extend, because we might have to have some cables extending here, we should be alright. Now I'm going to pop into there, that's now going to pop in to there, and we should have nothing really left. Again, that would be the oil switch. That would be for that, that would be for that. That would be there like that. Don't really know what the black one does. The other one have a black looking cable on it. Yeah, and we cut it off. What did we do with it? Luckily, I've cut it off there so we can see what colour's underneath it. Maybe it's for like the battery light switch, maybe? Like the charging light on the dashboard. That would make sense. White and black. Now we currently don't have that, but we have that here. So we can just mulch them together a minute. Or shall we? Because we don't need the battery light right now. I'm going to put some tape around it though, because it is it obviously is going to be live, and that's a open piece of cable, so I'll just cut that up a minute, just to be safe. Right. So we know this goes up here as well, like that, which gets attached to that, which is not long enough, but fear not. When they built this thing originally, they did add another bit. In the most dodgy way possible, but so we could just make this longer. Wow. Is it a 12? Not a 12. Randomly an 11. Okay. I don't think I've got thick enough cable to run it any other way than this. So we'll have to do it this way, which I don't really want to do, but it's going to be better than nothing. We also just need a thick old cable because the amount that it's going to use when it powers through, you know. again, you won't see it. Nobody will see any of this anyway. Doesn't really matter what colours I use. There's one. Perfect. Okay. Not okay. Try again, shall we? Let's do this in first. Okay. Again, we still have a massive wires, I know, but can all be sorted later. Again, because all we're trying to do again is just trying to get this damn thing to start. It'd be nice, wouldn't it? Oh yeah, we need to check the grounds. Let's do that in a sec. Go up there, can go up there. So that is a ground, isn't it? Question is that ground connected to anything else? As in, do we actually need it? Is it just going to run through the body? Is this just like an extra one? Yeah. Okay. Which is good news for the ground, because if this is touching, it means it's all grounded, right? The whole lot. Everything on top of there is now has a ground. Which is why we definitely need to make sure there's no live wires touching. Well, I think there is. So the only live wire we've got so far is this one, which is going to be connected to our battery anyway. How have I managed to do that again? Right, so all that, in theory, will all be together in one big bundle at some point. Alright. And then all this will be untangled, and this will run either up or down the bike, depending on where it is that it needs to go. Obviously I've tangled that as well. That's not tangled with that, is it? It used to go above there. Like that. Have I made it worse? I feel like I've made this worse. Didn't make it worse. It's fine. Again, massive cables going to come down here, as they should. Holding on to all this crap as we come down. So that's all going to be changed anyway. That's all going to be changed. This will run down with this, which will be under the tank. Down around like this, I expect. We've got some movement in it, along with this. Just pile this in there for a minute. Like that. So that ground, positively not required. So therefore we're going to remove it with the wrong screwdriver. No, I'm going to do it with the right one. And the right one is these, which are GS bits, specifically for Japanese bikes and cars and whatever else. So, although part of me still thinks that they're posi drive, but someone told me they're not. So, we shall see. I mean, that one looks like it's not going to come out anyway. Goody goody. Problem is, I don't know if I'm going to get the impact in there. I guess we're going to find out. I don't think even this size bit's going to get it. Okay. It is doubly broken. Come out with this. Oh, we have to knock it out later. Yep. Some knocking out later it is. Okay, well, just leave that there for the time being. So, next, exhaust, or at least part of it. Yeah. Yeah, let's just put this away a minute. Excuse me whilst I put this away.